Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Daphne has really strong passions for Carter. Since the nose has no way really been in love like this before, those passions are relatively violent. Still, with Carter reuniting with Hope, could the rejected woman end up getting vengeance? Could that put Steffy in an insolvable situation? We have watched as Daphne came to Forrester Creations with the intent of helping the family get their company back. Steffy claimed that the key was to divide Carter and Hope. While Daphne did her stylish, ultimately Carter did the right thing. What Daphne couldn't do was force Carter to love her, however. After Carter misheard a situation, Daphne was induced she had her man. So, when Carter told her he set up love again, she assumed he meant her. Who Carter meant, however, was Hope. Carter felt terrible since Daphne does feel like a good person who has enough strong passions. Carter also knows that it took a lot for Daphne to eventually confess her heart to him. Unfortunately, he couldn't accept. The susurrus was forced to tell Daphne that he got back together with Hope, which just baffles her. The nose said, "What changed?" So, she'll be determined to figure out what's really going on. Daphne is Hope's return to Forrester Creations. It's not just that she was brought back and has Carter again. It's also the fact that everyone seems to be so agitated about Hope's return. Zen tried to explain effects to the nose, but she sounded just as jealous as ever. Plus, anyone who backed Hope got a light from Daphne. Steffy is the one who brought Hope back to FC. So, Daphne might demand some answers from her friend. There's only so important that Steffy can tell Daphne about Liam. Steffy knew that Hope had to know, but Daphne doesn't know Liam, so she isn't entitled to the information. Since everyone has been talking about tie-in products with Daphne, she's going to stay at FC. That could be a problem for Hope. What happens if Daphne tries to prove that Hope is bad for business by framing her ever? What happens when Steffy learns that her trusted friend has set up Hope for failure? While Steffy could have complimented Daphne ahead, this whole thing with Liam really has changed effects. This veritably well could crop Steffy and Daphne against each other, so stay tuned. Carter rejects Daphne as Ridge questions his heart. Daphne was happy to see Carter again, after they connected the night ahead. She hasn't stopped allowing about him. Daphne has fallen more in love with Carter despite his love for Hope. But she wouldn't take no for an answer. Daphne believes that Carter is better off without Hope. She incontinently rushed to his place after talking to Zend. The passionate Parisian can't help herself. Daphne confessed to Carter that she's fallen in love with him. But that's when he let her down. Carter rejected Daphne and told her that his heart belongs to Hope. How will she reply? Will she come hung up with him? Ridge is torn up over where his heart lies. But he doesn't want anyone to tell him who to love. He wants to figure that out on his own. For now, Ridge is induced that he belongs with Taylor. He's remained married to her because he's hurt her too numerous times in the history. Brooke filled Ridge's observance. She told him they were the talk of the fashion show. The media couldn't stop buzzing about their sizzling chemistry. After Brooke left, Katie also told Ridge what she allowed. She didn't hold back as she blat that he belonged with Brooke. Ridge was relieved to see Taylor, who had just had a showdown with Brooke. She told him all about it. Now, the couple promised to rewrite their own love story. Ridge is adamant about making their relationship work this time around. He'd a confused expression on his face as he hugged Taylor. He could eventually realize that his fortune is with Brooke. We're interested in seeing how these love triangles will play out. Now Hope and Steffy are hugging it out and deciding to be stylish musketeers, their maters. Are ready to take center stage, showing they can't learn anything from their daughters. Also, Taylor and Brooke tried the BFF thing 2 times agone. And it didn't work out. Brooke and Taylor are right back at it fighting over Ridge. One would suppose that with Taylor knowing that Liam is dying, she might realize that life is way too short for this gibberish, the way that Steffy and Hope have, but easily, these two grandmas are as immature as ever. Brooke thinks it's only a matter of time until Ridge comes back to her now that all the other fallout from Carter and Hope's achievement has been resolved. Ridge jilting Taylor for Brooke would be the final piece of the mystification to make everything right in Brooke's world again. Katie isn't about to let her family's love life remain with her family. Since she has no love life of her own at the moment, Katie needs commodity to do. She formally obtruded in Hope's love life 2 weeks ago, so this time, she seeks out Ridge. While Brooke and Taylor are fighting over him, Ridge gets to hear all the merits of returning to Brooke from Katie. He formally heard this weeks ago after the fashion show when Eric corrected him for remaining with Taylor. Ridge reasons that he's made a commitment and he's going to see it through. However, would she indeed want a man whose heart is easily not in it? If Taylor heard him talk like that, Ridge more make up his mind soon because he might have some competition for both women's hearts any day now. The Forrester services are on high alert. Thanks to Steffy, Hope is allowed back in the structure. Hope incontinently clocked into work. But first, she had to partake the news with someone important. Zend rounded the colors and headed into Daphne's office. Electra and Will had a pitch about spices inspired by rocks. The idea fell flat, and not because of Daphne's objectiveness. She was missing Carter, who's turned her down more times than she can count. Zend revealed the tea and blazon that Hope was invited back to Forrester Creations. Daphne argued that Forrester was better off without Hope, especially Carter. Zend assured Daphne that he was there for her. Will these two come more than musketeers? We'd love to see it. Meanwhile, Hope had some explaining to do. She told Carter that she wanted him only, but he wanted to know further about her discussion with Liam. She sounded like she wanted to get back with him. Hope explained that Liam doesn't have important time to live. Carter was shocked by the news. Liam was youthful and full of life. Hope participated what Liam told her, which was that life was short. Liam encouraged her to get back with Carter. Thanks to Liam's advice, Hope had a new perspective. She told Carter that life was too short and they demanded to make the utmost of it. Does this mean marriage bells for this couple? Carter wanted to have a happy life with a happy woman. And kitties. Will he eventually get what he's been craving for? We're interested in seeing where this relationship takes them. And by that we mean, back to Paris. Daphne lately revealed that she's going back to France, with everyone assuming that her work in Los Angeles has been done. That, or she's realized that effects will no way get far between her and Carter. It seems like a lot of people aren't going to miss her. Not only that, but they also want this French girl to make sure the door doesn't hit her on her way out. What was the point of keeping her around to pathetically lust after a taken man when she could have left formally her job was done? Good. Get going. Her character was a big failure, not indeed ever amusing or intriguing. All she did was spray incense, tell Carter what a good man he is, and bash Hope. She's so annoying, her presence, her accentuation and her poodle puppy dog eyes are all annoying. If she was such a conk, why isn't she busy creating parfum back in Paris for everyone differently? It's not a veritably presumptive premise for her to be floating around FC simply working for them. Poppy's name is cleared, what does that mean for her future with Bill? And as Taylor confronts Brooke, Steffy puts her bottom down with Hope. But the Logans are known for fighting back. Everyone was stunned when it was revealed that Luna was the bone who killed Tom and Hollis, and now that the dust is settling, her family ponders what's coming. You suppose Bill will end the relationship? Finn asks his mama. Lee isn't sure, but she's not auspicious. I'm upset effects between him and my family will no way be the same again, she admits. And when Poppy comes home to the Spencer estate to find Bill staying for her, the coming moments will decide their future ever. Now that Steffy has been saved from Luna and is back home safe and sound, effects can get back to normal. Which means continuing the Forrester/Logan feud. Hope is targeting Steffy's family, Taylor tells Brooke in the design plant. Where do you suppose she could have learned that from? Stunned, Brooke rolls her eyes and shakes her head. But as she defends both her son and herself, how far will Brooke push effects with Taylor? In main office, Steffy is formally getting back to work. but rather of agitating hope for the future. She's making effects much more particular. I wouldn't let you do it, Hope, Steffy warns. I wouldn't allow you to come just like your mama. Just how unattractive will these mama and son competitions get?